Hi, this is Marissa from Attio. In this video, we'll walk through Attio's permissions framework and how you can control who can see, edit, and manage different parts of your CRM, from records and workflows to lists and reports. Before we start, here's a quick overview of the different user roles in an Attio workspace: admins and members. Admins can access and manage workspace settings, including creating and editing objects, inviting members, managing access and billing, and viewing or editing all dashboards, workflows, and sequences. Members don't have access to workspace settings, can't manage member access or send invitations, and can only view or manage the lists, dashboards, workflows, and sequences that they have been granted access to. By default, members can't create or edit objects. Attio permissions are based on 4 access levels: no access, read-only, read and write, and full access. No access prevents members from seeing the entity, for example, a list or a workflow. Read-only lets members view the entity without making any changes. This is useful for stakeholders who need visibility but shouldn't be able to edit the data. Read and write lets members view the entity and make edits to the data, but not change the structure or manage permissions. This is the most common level for sales and go-to-market teams who use Attio to manage and track their work. Finally, full access lets members fully manage an entity, for example, creating or editing attributes, configuring settings, and managing permissions for that entity. This gives admin-level control over a specific entity without granting access to billing or security settings. Access levels can be applied in 3 ways: workspace, team, and individual members. Workspace permissions set the default for everyone. Team permissions adjust access for groups like sales or RevOps, and individual permissions handle exceptions for specific users. Permissions granted to more specific hierarchy levels override the broader ones. So even if the workspace level access was set to read-only, individuals can be granted edit access if they need it. This layered approach lets you set sensible defaults with the flexibility to grant exceptions for individuals and teams who need it. Now, let's take a look at how to configure permissions in different parts of Attio. For each object in Attio, like people, companies, and deals, admins can set permissions for the entire workspace, specific teams, or individual members. The 3 access levels here are read-only, read and write, and full access. Here's a common setup for deals. I want deals to be read-only for most of the workspace, but editable by the sales team. To do that, I'll go to Object Settings, and I will set the workspace access to read-only. Then under Teams, I'll add the sales team with read and write access. I also have a sales contractor who needs to be able to edit deals, but shouldn't be added to the sales team. So instead, I will grant them read and write access under individual members, which overrides both the workspace and team settings. You'll also see automations permissions here. If you want workflows to take action on records like updating attributes or creating tasks, then you'll need to explicitly grant permission to those workflows. This gives you control over which workflows are allowed to modify your data. If you're creating a workflow and it doesn't have the permissions that are needed to perform the actions that you've configured, you'll see a prompt. If you have the correct access level, the prompt will present the option of granting the required permission. The same permissions apply to lists, dashboards, workflows, and sequences. So here I've got a recruitment list, which I want to be hidden from all workspace members except for our head of talent. I'll open the list settings, set the workspace access to no access, and override that for this specific member by granting full access. Next up, I have a dashboard that contains several reports. Permissions are set at a dashboard level and apply to all of the reports inside it. I'll set this dashboard to read-only for the workspace and give the RevOps team read and write access so that they can manage and adjust it. By default, any newly created dashboard will only be visible to the user who created it, and the rest of the workspace will have no access. Permissions can also be set per workflow. Earlier, we looked at giving workflows permissions to take action on objects, like updating records, whereas here we're controlling who can see the workflow and configure the steps and blocks within it. I'll open the workflow settings, set the workspace access to read-only, and give Cassandra read and write access. That way, everyone can see how the workflow works, but only one person can change it. Attio's permissions framework is designed to scale with your team. You can set broad defaults, fine-tune access where needed, and handle edge cases without creating complexity. That way, everyone has the access that they need to do their work, while your data stays accurate, secure, and easy to manage.